in a post-banless world. Heraldic Beast, Frost Dracony, what are you doing? You're doing it. Begin.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Starting off with our Runic Special Summon. We're going to get hit by that Max C. Generally, I would only want to be activating my Runic quick plays in the main phase if I have a triple tactics talent. Otherwise, you're playing into a Veiler or a Drone Lockbird. Ash Blossom, negate the Huggin mate. Now, if you're playing White Forest and you want to summon your Huggin and not get negated, what you want to do is you want to send any of the White Forest spell and trap cards and then chain to them being sent to the graveyard the summon of Huggin. And then what's going to happen is Huggin will be on chain link 1, then Woes or Tails will be on chain link 2, thus blocking them from being able to Ash you. We're going to be Sylvie searching for the Woes. Droll is going to be disallowing them from further adding for the rest of this turn. Now, what we have here is we could pop a backer card, which happens to be good because we have the super heavy Wakashi. We also have the Woes, which will be able to flip the entire field face down. Let's see what happens. We're going to start this off with a motorbike, grabbing ourselves a samurai wagon. Here's the Wakashi. Wait for the activation of the effect to then use your Runic Destruction. No? MST? What are you saving MST for? Sure, we're going to equip the booster. Okay, MST pop that booster, mate. You're out of here. Off the top of the deck, 4 cards. Goodbye to Super Factorial. Did we scoop because Super Factorial was deleted? Oh my goodness, this is not a super heavy Sam deck. Max C. During the standby phase, yes, Tenpai does not have the Charmies today, which does negatively affect them. So with the new pack release, Tenpai will possibly come back after the hits, or Tenpai will still be good in today's event. We are making Baguska pass. What the heck was that? Okay, sure. We have Runic Tips searching our deck for the Runic Fountain. We could very simply use the Flashing Fire to destroy that Baguska, forcing all our monsters into defense and being negated. We also could have used Impermanence onto it, but we chose to not do so. We're not triggering our field spell yet as we use our Runic Huggin Special Summon to trigger the field spell now. To come forth, return 3, draw 3. We did not DD Crow one of the 3. Now, how can we tell if DD Crow would stop the entire draw? Would it be draw 2 or would it be draw 0? This is going to say target 3, return them, then draw the same number of cards. So it would not interfere with the entire effect. They would still get to draw, but they would be drawing less. Called by the grave in response to that Runic Destruction. Finger that Max C. Negate. Your Max C now on my turn will be no good. Dead Max C in hand. Well, what is this deck? We have Kashtira, Aratama, Heraldic Beast, Super Heavy Samurai. Where's the madness end? As we trigger the Woes on the grave, also searching with Sylvie for a Tails. Woes will be usable next turn to flip the entire field face down as we now make a Rusilla. Rusilla, discard the Tails to search our deck for our Rusia. Rusia will be a special summon. A Stellar will be triggering from the graveyard right now to special summon, but we have that DD Crow saved. Instead of making them draw one less card, we DD Crow the Tails of the White Forest, stopping it from recycling. And they likely are playing just one Tails, if being played at all. A lot of people are not playing that card. As we now make a Diabel. Diabel is here on summon, recycle a spell or trap in the graveyard back to the hand as we Sylvie also chain to that effect to summon itself back in the field by returning the Rusilla engrave back into the deck, extra deck that is, as we have that recycled Runic Destruction to again pop a Pendulum Scale. We are further making a Vsauce Amortira, a really cool tech within a White Force deck to very simply search for a reframing. You could then dump your Vsauce Amortira, you do not need it. And what you saw there was insane. The Vsauce Amortira searches for a reframing, which states, spell, trap, monster effect, you get to negate the activation, and if you have a Vsauce Starfrost in the graveyard or on the field, you get to also destroy that card. And the Vsauce is a tuner. It being a tuner works with the Huggin. Huggin non-tuner plus Vsauce making the Cheng Ying, plus having the reframing negate, you gotta be teching this in your deck. Holy moly, this is too much. This could turn into a level 10 synchro. This is a non-target banish from the field engrave. This is a negated monster. This is a negated monster. This is a negate anything. The Maxi is negated. Do about 5 disruption. The Woes should possibly not. Well, the Woes is actually also a full field flip also. Yup. 6 disruption. We're also going to chain Runic Destruction to the Diabell, summoning a monster from our extra deck, which could be, there it is, Formula Synchron to synchro into that Baron to floor play, triggering the Chang Ying off of banishing cards off the top of your deck through the effect of our Runic Destruction. Also using our Runic Fountain to return 1 to draw 1. Oh my goodness. Banish from the field, banish from the grave. We have not committed to our normal summon yet, and we have yet used our Reframing or our Formula Synchron to go into our Baron de Fleur. This deck is nuts. We're gonna Woes of the White Forest, summon from the deck to what I said was to, you could then full field flip them face down, but we chose to summon the level 2 non-tuner. Did we run out of tuners? I don't think so, right? We would instead summon the level 4 tuner to then get flipping, but this wasn't a big deal to flip, as we now activate our Runic Slumber to banish cards off the top of the deck. 40 cards remaining. What are we trying to do? We're trying to deck them out. We're going to non-target banish with that Chang Ying. We lose our battle phase again, but all we have to do is ensure that we do not activate a Runic spell during the very next turn. Just let it go. We need to win next turn. Let's finish this duel. We still have 2 impermanences, Reframing, Baron de Fleur. We now have an activatable Maxi. Priscilla sending the Runic Fountain to search our deck for the Woes as we make a Diabell to recycle the Runic Fountain back to our hand. This little combo here is what you do to your own floodgates. You have a skill drain, you send it to the graveyard by cost, then return it back to the hand with the Diabell. You could do it with there can only be one, there can be only one. As we now further make a little Knight on someone we could have banished from their graveyard if we cared to do so. Rune, you're having too much fun here. What's going on? Baron de Fleur, negate the Tally Ho Springens, mate. As we're going to now be following up with that Samurai Wagon, which we could use the effect of the Call by the Grave to trigger the Chang Ying to then banish it. Not being forced to use a card like a Runic spell. We are negating instead, keeping the Samurai Wagon into attack position. Thus, it cannot change its battle position from defense to attack to then search the deck. And finally, we now have our battle phase at over 11,000 damage. Alzette, another way to send your own Floodgate to the graveyard to then add it back with Diabell. Let's speed this up. Woes setting itself back. A Stellar triggering to Reborn from the grave. Baron de Fleur is now back in the field, popping the wagon. Holy moly, stop, he's already dead. Rusia, Reborn from the graveyard. Tri-Edge Master on summon, draw a card. Still making plays. Chaos Angel. Holy moly, it just like that. No. Rune. (2-0). Let's hop another match. What is this? Leerlusk, Toy Soldier, White Forest? Sure. Let's begin. Starting this off with our Nerval to then activate our Sapphire Swallow to special summon itself, plus another Leerlust to now make our Recital Starling. We have the Assemblu Robin, which is untargetable thanks to the Simorgh. The Simorgh itself is not a disruption, but it was summoning one. And this will be returning back 2 special summon monsters. And we are also having an Impermanence. We have Ash Blossom. And I probably will not count the Deity Crow as a disruption here until I see otherwise. We have 4 disruptions to play through. Now, the obvious way to get around this is simply attack over it. Normal something 1200 attack or higher, and then kill it. Can we do that? Let's find out. No, that is a 0 attack. We're going to send the Toy Soldier from our back row to then get negated by Impermanence as we attempted to summon from the deck. Generally, any effect summoning from the deck is going to be a great negate, as we're now DD Crowing, which in fact turned out to be a good extra disruption. So we had 5, we negated with Imperm, we then stopped their Reborn with Toy Soldier through the DD Crow. Now it's time for Plan D, which is going to get returned back. Ensemble Robin, Typhon's not going to activate, it's not going to spin back anything. This Typhon is simply, you cannot summon for the rest of the turn, but the opponent succeeds, loses 1 material. That's not a good trade. I don't think so. No, we didn't misplay, it's just this is what we ended up on having to do, our cope. And there you go. Samorg activating on either player's turn. You negated my first one, not the second one. We do not have enough for lethal damage. Now, what else does Samorg want to summon from the deck? We're going to now turn this into a Zeus. We have a full field wipe just once, and the Apex Avian will be negating just once. Plus, we have the Ash Blossom. 3 disruptions to play through. Can we do it? Nice. Off the top of the deck. Top deck of Fualos. Top deck of Maxi. Toy box as we set up from the deck a Toy Tank and Toy Soldier. Sure, set this up as the Esteller sends Toy Soldier to summon from the deck nothing, which will now be triggering the Toy Soldier from Engrave to Reborn. And the Toy Soldier, I believe, has a search effect. Yes, we're going to add a level 4 light monster from our deck as the DD Crow stops us from searching and reborning. This is not so good. What do we do here? We have another Toy Box activation. It is not hard once per turn, as we pop the Toy Tank to reborn the Toy Tank to now turn this into a Silhouette Rabbit. This is Plan B. Silhouette Rabbit with the Azure Rune statue. Very nice. Now, it's important to note how this card works. I'm not trying to help Tenpai players out, but this will actually help you if you pay attention to this. When your opponent would special summon, you get to send this to the graveyard to negate the summon. This will negate your activation. That's right. And a chain that makes a special summon, this would negate it if you activate your Tenpai on chain link 1. So what you do in the battle phase, if you don't have something like the Transcendent to stop this from even being activatable, you would activate Chandra to Synchro, and then you chain link 2 Pydra to Synchro, and then Pydra will be the Synchro on chain link 2, and then the Angel statue misses the timing. Make them miss the timing on cards like this. You're going to need the help since you just got hit by the ban list. What is good? Bird, call. Where's the bang at? We're banging. We got it. We got it. Ash, negate the bird called mate, which would add and then special summon a Leered Lost from the hand. We are still going to be special summoning the Turquoise Warbler, using up the normal summon for the Nerval, as we now go into the Ensemble Robin to now negate the summon. We didn't want to negate the summon? Nah, I guess we don't care about that, right? We're like, nah, that's fine. Ensemble Robin, sure, you're debating my negate. I know it, mate. Toy box, double toy box combo. One toy box sets up the toys, the other toy box destroys the toys, which they then trigger from the graveyard to reborn, and with toy box in the field, they gain additional effects. The toy tank can summon from the graveyard, and the toy soldier can search our deck. Come to us, Sylvie of the White Forest. I guess the toy tank had nothing good summonable from the grave. It was, you could special summon a level 6 or lower monster from your graveyard. Okay. As we now turn this all into an access code talker, 4,300 attack. Now, this is smart. The Ensemble triggers on special summon, but the access code talker states that you cannot chain to me activating a card effect. And we are activating our card effect, its own card effect that is, which happens on its summon. Thus, the Ensemble Robin is no good. Wiping it out, 6,800 damage. We have the Ensemble Robin. What does this do? This is going to add back to the hand of Leered Lost as the Nerval also searches our deck, setting up for another turn. The big question is, will there even be another turn? Can we end this duel as we triple Tactics talent? Look at the hand. Yup, sure. Return that fractal back. Do we have the damage? LZ, send the toy box, search for Rusia. Rusia is a special summon onto the field if we control a White Forest. And just like that, we have 7,600, 400 off from lethal as we now make a Rosella. Rosella putting us at over 99,000 damage, that is. 2,500 but boosted. Finish off this duel How'd it get boosted? Why is that plus 500? Is it its own boost? Its own boost. Illusion and Spellcaster Synchros you control gain 500 attack, and just like that, that boost was very much needed to inflict lethal damage. 1-1. Let's hop into game 3. Fractal. Send from the deck Cobalt Sparrow. That's a big Robin. That's 4 special summon returns. 2200 boosted, 5 special summon returns. Now you would think an impermanence simply stops this. You can click on Influence. If you click on Influence, you can see on the side here, boom, it changes. The Canary and the Sparrow are influencing this by stating that this card could not be targeted by card effects. You cannot imperm the Ensemble Robin, and the Canary is simply but boosting it. This card gains 200. Yeah, there you go. That's that. And now, with this, we have 5 special summon return backs, and it does target. We also have a monster negate. So 5 returns, monster negate, impermanence, and then we also have DD Crow. 8 disruptions off of this field. Now, this is why Forbidden Droplet in Duel Links was a pay-to-win card. They made sure to release Leerlusk around the same time of selling people a Forbidden Droplet in a selection box, which you had to spend money on after opening a certain amount of packs. Now, Forbidden Droplet has finally been reprinted, but because of these plays, Duel Links was getting clapped up by Leerlusk. They were untargetable. There was no way to really negate them outside of spending $100 per droplet. Let's see what's good. And again, we need Droplet to stop this Ensemble Robin. We're going to Toy Box set up the Soldier and the Tank as we LZ send the Soldier to come forth and summon, searching for our Esteller. Triggering the Toy Soldier, also triggering the Ensemble Robin to return the LZ back to the hand as we also chain DD Crow to banish that Toy Soldier. No Reborn for you. Call by the Grave. We're going to be fingering that DD Crow, so we gave up our ability to Utopic Draco Future to negate the effect of the Toy Soldier, as it's now too late. Goodbye to the Crow as the Toy Soldier reborns. And that Toy Soldier will be able to search the deck for a level 4 light monster. It'll have to be activating. Now the Utopic could negate and take control. We're gonna chain the Ensemble Robin to instead return the Toy Soldier back. Now, this could be kind of weird. If you are the player that controls the Utopic Draco Future and the Ensemble Robin, the prompts that come up on your screen, you'd be thinking it would say, would you like to Utopic or would you like to Ensemble Robin? That's not how it works. It will literally just say, would you like to Ensemble Robin? And then you have to say no. And then you just have to hope that the programming is correct. Then the Utopic would show up afterward of would you like to negate? Otherwise, it does chain link block its own negate. Come to us, Toy Box. We have a Stellar. We're not going to activate it. We do not want to get negated and taken control of. Rusia being returned back. We have 2 more spins. If we just had a 1200 attack monster right now, we could simply attack over it, but we already used up our normal summon. Toy, Tank, Reborn from the graveyard. Again, continually returning 4 cards returned back as we finally make a Typhon to return back a 5th time. 5 returns, no way. Now, do not let this field deceive you. There's actually a secret play going on here. When your opponent declares an attack, you could send your Toy Tank to the graveyard to destroy that opponent's monster. The Utopic Draco Future cannot be destroyed though. We're gonna summon Nerval, set up the Where Art Thou. Only while we control level 1 monster do we then get to search for a level 1. We're gonna Nerval, banish from the graveyard 4 monsters to summon our Omen. Omen on summon, non-target banish, and just like that, the Toy Box play has been thwarted. Shokan into the Ensembled Nightingale. Nightingale is, we're gonna be further equipping from the graveyard to get boosting. Let's speed this up. 7,400 damage, 3K, 3K. Finish him off with the Ensemble Robin, or I should say, the Nightingale Quadra attack. How many attacks did it have? Per material could attack that many times. And just like that, Leerlusk defeating Toys with White Forest.